Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at historic paupers for midweek Magic, and I decided we want to celebrate something from Ixalan, and probably decided to choose the least finicky one of them all, vampires. And there are a few reasons for this. One, the most primary reason is that a lot of people usually for pauper they run burn, so and because of that you really have to have ways of outpacing it, and having a bunch of life gain helps. So so the quick setup for this, we have Icar Drinker as 1/1 life link, but also a way to give us an additional creature, which is nice. Blood Burglar 2/2. It's only life link half the time, but it that one's okay. Child of Night, 2/1 lifelink all the time. The reason I'm willing to take a 2/2 for this one is there is End of Festivity, so you kind of want to be able to dodge that one. Dusk Legion Zealot, at least we get the card back right away, so that one's fine. Echo of Dust, we will get life link eventually with this, and a 3/3 to boot, so this is quite good. Vermin Gorger, Drain on Demand, and other Drain on Demand cards, Arrogant Outlaw, though this one needs a little bit of help. Vampire Spawn doesn't need the help for this one, so we're willing to get 4 copies of this. And Savage Gorger, a threat that keeps on growing. This is quite important for us. As far as our land situation, 4 Barren Moors, 3 Witch's Cottage. I guess I should make room for 1 Bajuka Bog, but for now we're skipping that one. And without further ado, let's see how this deck goes. See how many wins we can get off this one today. And don't mind me having dinner. That's just how things are. So pretty decent start. I will probably just play the Baron Moor. If we were on the draw and I was able to draw another land, I would probably just play Swamp and cycle this. But we don't necessarily have to Icar Drinker right away. So and I would rather land one of these 3 later. So we'll definitely Baron Moor first. The cheap cycling really helps also. It's a way to punch through lands as needed. It looks like our opponent is also on the lifelink train. Now we're going to pass here because I need to see if our opponent is the I'm gonna slap enchantments on this big bad boy type or not. Yeah, just get it out of the way. I think this is auras. Okay. So knowing that we definitely want to draw cards here. I guess there's the argument for just taking it, but the fact that we know our opponent is in the aura plan, it's a good thing that we are not it's not on the life linker. We will need to hit other removal, though at least that one's tapped, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, we're missing our land drops. We'll swing first. We'll probably just play another Zealot because if we can't hit our lands, and we are running 22 land. Let's see, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, we're running a 21 land deck. I guess we could use some. I guess it's a bit on the leaner side of things. That said, this is the atypical matchup. And but then again, if our opponent went for this, it's not exactly a fatal push. So we don't exactly a fatal push, so that wouldn't have helped us right there. Okay. So if we can draw another land, I definitely want to empty these out. Yeah, this is the white-green auras build. Tragic Slip would be nice here. We also have Gift of Fangs as removal. We can also kind of use that on the Jungleborn Pioneer for the as well. It does become hairy when if our opponent has ways to stack stuff here. We don't have a board wipe. So, well, Ethereal Armor. Why is that one's that one's annoying. I have to also question why is this a common? And the only reason we have this is because it's from an Explorer anthology. I guess the deck needed it. The problem is we are kind of light on removal. There are options for removal that we can additionally run. So we're gonna take it easy for now. We're gonna try to build our board a bit sideways. If there are some enchantments that give lifelink though, so if one of those land, we probably should just concede at that point. We have no way of removing the token. Oh, well, yeah, we can probably concede. No, our opponent is going for the big creature here instead. Yeah, we're probably not getting past this one. So I guess we just swing with everything, see what sticks. We'll be definitely taking damage here, but if our opponent lands another enchantment, it's over. We don't quite have the flyers in this deck, which is kind of weird for vampires. But no, we do have a few. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any of them. But yeah, we're probably conceding at this point. I would most likely just drop the Child of Night and Blood Burglar, Child of Night. We'll see how our opponent blocks. So I could just echo this, get ourselves a 3-2, which doesn't quite help us in either's count here. At least we do get the minimal life drain, but so we are forced to block this. Go down to 4. Though we can now play Echo of Dusk as a probably a Child of Night as well, but doesn't matter. We just don't have a blocker for the Envoy. That's probably one of the weakness of our removal suite. It's on the light side. I guess we could add some of the removal that allows us to at the cost of sacrificing a creature. We can use that. In fact, there's a pretty good one that we can add that if we hit it, we might have been able to snipe that one pretty early, regardless of the number of enchantments on it. This one definitely keeping, though this is admittedly on the slow side. It's this guy again? Oh my gosh, we might be in real trouble. So definitely gonna play this one out first. Thankfully, not much in the way of enchant. Well, we're gonna see an enchantment soon. No, it's just another Envoy. So So there we go. We can kind of start growing, but our opponent will probably outpace us with auras. Well, there's also that too. Yeah, we really need to have hard removal. So at least we can swing drain our opponent. And this one is morbid, so as long as any creature dies, we can kind of go for it. I'll just play the Dusk Legion Zealot so that we can feed. Now I have multiple options here. I'm just going to wait, see if our opponent swings with the token. I just need to be able to block on the ground. Angelic. We're gonna have to deny that. Another envoy. So we kind of stemmed it a bit. So let's see what are our options here. I can put Gift of Fangs in the Blood Burglar, but it's just going to be outpacing that one. I guess it's fine. So I'm now going to play the Vermin Gorger here so that we can get some extra value out of this. Unfortunately, we don't have an out for that. Yeah, we're just taking a lot of damage in the air. So probably just play the Vampire Spawn also to keep pace. I think our opponent might have forgotten to put... Okay, so he hit another Savage Gorger, which is quite important for us here. And at least with Vermin Gorger, if our opponent tries to saddle it again or something, Material Armor is a problem. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Opponent got too greedy. Doesn't have Trample. Yeah. They might not have a blocker also. Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, they miscomputed it. They didn't have an out for that one. Ooh, at least we got some redemption against that deck. Though it also helped that our opponent that we managed to blank a few of their cards and we managed to get an engine going, so we'll take that win. Let's see if we can get a few more. Nice Goblet Raider. So I really would probably want some turn Having turn 1 removal would be nice, but I guess what we can do is we'll go Dust Legion Zealot first. Let's see what we can dig up. As much as possible, this is I usually want to lead on this one while I still can. So this one, even if we get a trade, depending on the situation, I might just play Savage Gorger if our opponent doesn't have a way to block this guy. Raise the alarm, makes 2 tokens, sure. And I'm kind of fine. So we'll probably just lead on this. Next turn we can get the Dusk Legion Zealot back and we can probably dump. Ooh. Why is it that when I'm testing I get all the mono red and now I'm getting all the mono white? What gives? Anyway, though this one is a bit of an interesting one. It's all just cheap creatures. So I'm gonna swing with this one, see how our opponent decides to. Our opponent has. Nope, they're just taking it. So we'll just land this one because this will grow. Opponent probably has removal for this and it's fine. Dub. Okay, we'll take some damage, but we'll Dusk Legion first. The opponent's willing to block that one. Definitely gonna land the Vermin Gorger this time. It won't go live quite yet, but we should be able to do some block sack techniques. Well, opponent just has a swift response for that. We'll see how aggressive our opponent can get. Oh no, they're holding back. Okay, so yeah, definitely draw first. So now this is interesting. Because of the sequence, we're now able to Tragic Slip the Traven Inspector. Do they? Oh, Karametra's Blessing. Okay, so we got that out of the way. We can pass. Revitalize, so just gaining life. We'll probably want to hit one. So we now need to hold. So now what we're probably going to do is just block sack all day. Boss Feast Acolyte. Now the lifelink here is a bit obnoxious, but thankfully none of the enchantments are on this quite yet. Opponent's definitely gonna go tall here though. Sentinel's Eyes makes it a 3/4. It just means that we block with double Vampire Spawn. into a dub. Okay, so we're now going to be doing the trick to multiple creatures. So I need to do some math here. Like, our opponent can take out enough creatures so that I'm not going to be able to take this out. So I'm probably just going to... Yeah, we will need to hit an additional removal spell to make this work. As it stands... The problem is I need to constantly deny the life gain. So I have to keep holding for the time until I can find a good answer for one of these two. Like another Savage Gorger would be nice. Yeah, we just been hit. Yeah, this is quite on the unfortunate side. So let's do some math. Opponent can take both of these out. So probably should not have blocked with this, but like the opponent can take 2 of these out and we would still can take 3 of these out, we will still have enough. Let's see how they sequence it. Yeah, that's how I would sequence it. But at least we took out 1 threat for the time being. Unfortunately, yeah, and the fact that our opponent had the Karametra's Blessing really makes things worse. They have the Glaring Aegis to shut the plan down. Yeah, we can concede this one. Glaring Aegis is a bit on the annoying side, but nothing we can really do about that. Where's all the mono red decks that I've been going after? Now all I'm getting is mono white. What gives? And take note that I just tested this like an hour ago, so it's interesting to see that a lot of people migrated over to this one just because of mono red. But now because of that, I kind of want to change the removal suite also. Okay. Okay, we'll lead on this first. The blue is interesting now. See what our opponent has for this. Consider. Okay. Yeah, this is lead on Blood Burglar. We'll see what our opponent has as a follow-up. Counter spells, okay. Well, opponent's probably gonna want to land a threat sometime. Yeah, I guess we land the Vampire Gorger. Let's see how many counter spells our opponent has. thing about if you know your opponent is running just a mostly now, Solarian Terror is an issue. Those thankfully that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's see if our opponent has a counterspell for this. Another Fairy Miscreant, so we're gonna see if our opponent's willing to spend a counterspell just to draw a card. Yeah, they're willing to spend a counterspell to draw a card, sure. An unsummon would be a bit nasty. But we'll swing first, see what sticks. They probably have something for this. Yeah, they do have it unsummon. So we'll just try to see if we can draw into another card. And we'll just play this again. Academy Wall. So we should be able to. So it doesn't matter. We're still pinging them a bit. Now we should get incidental life drain. Opponent probably should stop. Probably stops attacking it. Yeah, opponent's just trading everything away. Now let's see if they have another counterspell. No, they don't. Yeah, I think they're flooding now at this point. Yeah, Gift of Fangs being flexible really helps us. Opponent finally lands the Talarian Terror. So now we just need to try to find a Tragic Slip. Or we can take our time a little bit and just build up the board a bit. Opponent lands a Mocking Sprite. As it is, they're probably gonna eat our Ichor Drinker. And they might eat the Arg. Yeah, that's weird. Another Talarian Terror, so only one damage is getting through. At least we finally hit the Tragic Slip. They might have a counterspell for this. No, they don't. So we do have a few ways that we. Well, it probably has an out for this too. They're swinging though, so that's weird. They might have a blocker. I'll just play the Vermin Gorger, see what card they have in hand. They definitely have a response. I'm trying to think of what creature they could have as a response, but I'm gonna swing anyway first. Let's force them to cast it out. Okay, that's fine. They can block it. So now they need to stall out the Vermin Gorger, or else it's over. They probably have a good number of bounce spells though. Nope, they don't. We managed to get there. That's weird. Where is my mono red? Where's the mono red that I'm looking for looking out for against? Let's play one more match, and then call this. We'll see if we get our mono red matchup or not. Okay. Definitely want to lead on the Baron Moor, but it's a shame that we drew both outlaws right away. Opponent might have a shock, but I have to lead on this. No, they don't have the shock. This will force our opponent to have quite a bit of a significant amount of removal. And if they do, we should be able to nuke the Dwarven Forge Channeler. Another one. Now, because our opponent is letting us hit them, we're gonna start with Arrogant Outlaws. We need to figure out what their other plan is. Experimental Synthesizer, that grows both of them. And they exile Rally. Sure, they'll cast it. Thankfully, we've been gaining quite a bit of life, so yeah, the opponent figured they might as well swing. Yeah, but they hold back the tokens, sure. Because once these two go back to yeah, let's keep putting pressure. Gift of Fangs, kind of the special sauce if you can land it on the life linker. Opponent unfortunately landing lands there. They might Yep, no, yep, that's it. Now this is not the typical. That is not the typical mono red build. I think they were going for the prowess thing, but honestly, you're just better off spotting a lot more burn. That said, we did have the matchup for it, so there we go. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications, and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a good year, everyone, and have a good time playing Pauper, everyone.